Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 53 of the Game Time
53.
Gents podcast. It is me, Nardy, here with Fish and Zoltowski. As usual, boys, say hello.
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 And we are officially done with week 1 of the NFL, boys. What do we think? Any overreactions?
I mean, there's a couple.
Dolphins forget how to play football?
I mean, at least Tua played the whole game. I think that's the important thing, right? I mean, the takeaways is not the wins or the losses, but it's the fact that Tua's hands can still do that.
True.
That's important there. So, I mean, there was a lot of surprises first week, but I mean, it's as anticipated, right? A lot of high-powered offenses that we thought didn't have that high power, and then other offenses. Some teams we didn't think would win 5 games, all of a sudden they're spanking the crap out of some people. So,
Yeah.
hey, NFL's back. Well, I'm glad it's back.
Yeah, it was a very exciting week 1. Did go up to Cleveland. I know you guys saw I was very sunburned, so Zoltowski's lovely wife told me to put a hat on because she said I looked stupid lovingly.
It's peeking out.
Why don't you show him
under the
real
brim.
quick?
Yeah,
Show
go
him
ahead.
real quick. Go ahead. You might
Oh, just
go it off.
yeah.
Oof.
It's a lot of sunburn there. So, the weather in Cleveland was beautiful Sunday. It was 65, sunny, windy, and then we lost. So that's about all I have to say for that. It really sucked that we left 4 points on the field. I mean, the game should have ended 20-17 if our kicker could make kicks, but I know there's a lot of guys in the locker room that have come out. I mean, we always like to listen to the post-game interviews after everything. So, you know, all the leaders on the team were like, yeah, he missed the kicks, but we could have done more the entire game and all that stuff, whatever. It does suck that it ended that way. But like you guys were saying, there was a lot of exciting things about the NFL. Fish, you're the only team in our entire friend group that got a W this week.
Very surprising. Well, surprising for half, right? Zoltowski's team, it was like, yeah, God, what is happening? Your team, man.
Yeah, I didn't watch much football on Sunday because we went and saw the new Conjuring movie. Really good. Go check it out if you like horror movies. But I remember checking the score after we got out of the theater, and I said, "Oh no, the Lions need to figure out what the hell's going on and fix it." But new pieces on the O-line, new coordinators. Like it's week 1. Try not to freak out. Hutch didn't do too much. Defense sloppy, a lot of penalties. It's fine. Lambeau's really hard to go play at. Thank God we played out there when it was warm at least to lose. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to freak out too hard. I'll freak out if we still look like. Are we past the time? Are we past the time?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, if we still look like absolute dog shit, like week 4, then I'll start hitting the panic button. And I mean, I'm smashing that panic button.
I'll tell you one thing though, right? Even though the Lions had their down, right? The Bengals had theirs. The Eagles didn't look to be that great either, right? You had a lot again these high-powered offenses, high-powered teams that most likely will take the higher reins in, outside the Ravens and Bills that had an absolute shootout, which is arguably probably game of the year. For sure.
I was falling asleep on the couch and like the fourth quarter, like the 11-minute mark, and Liz is like, "Oh, just go to bed." And I look up, it's 40-25, and I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine." And I wake up and I see Bosom's text in the group, and then Liz's text, and I'm like, "What did I miss?"
Yeah,
and I'm upset. Yeah, because I thought the Ravens had it in the bag, and Derrick Henry was running all over them.
Yes, he was.
The bright thing on the Packers side, it looks like they absolutely got a steal for Micah Parsons. Parsons played a limited snap count, but I have never seen him faster than what he was in Dallas, especially when he chased down Goff on the outside. That team, that defense is going to be pretty scary. I mean, Packers look good. They look pretty good so far. So as long as they can hold it together, but that defense, I'm glad I don't have to play Parsons twice a year now. That's what I say about that. I
just got to play him once this year.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully,
the epidural was kicking in for him, I think.
Oh, he had a big smile on his face.
Did he end with 4 sacks? Did I read that correctly? Unlike the limited snap count, or did I not?
I thought it was just 1.
Was it just 1? Okay.
I remember the 1. 4 is a wild number for 25 snaps.
Right. Like I said, I was traveling back home, so I didn't really watch that game as closely as I would have liked to. But um so the things we're going to talk about on this show, if you listened last year during the fantasy season, we really strive to tell you like, oh, this is our fantasy heroes and zeros. This is our start of the week, and then this is the game that we're excited for. So we're doing it a little bit differently. We're going to get into some news first. We're also going to go over fantasy zeros. We're not going to go that in depth. We're just going to list players that really let us down over the week. Shout out Kenneth Walker for me. So I have him in multiple leagues, and I am terrified that he's not going to do anything for the rest of the year. But we're going to give our fantasy heroes as well, people that really surprised us during week one. We're going to go into our fantasy starts of the week for next week. And then we're going to do a new pick'em this year. So we're at the end of the show, there's going to be a graphic, and then Zoltowski, Fish, and I are going to go through. We're going to look at each game. We're going to look at the spread of the game, but we're just going to pick money line. So we're just picking winners at that point. So don't worry about like for example, Green Bay's -3.5 at home against the Commanders. So we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to worry about the game itself, who we think is going to win, who we think is going to lose. So, but before we get into all that, like I said, we're going to get into some news. So these pieces of news are going to be about my Cleveland Browns. So Quinshon Judkins has finally signed with the Cleveland Browns. He begins practice tomorrow, Wednesday. We're recording this on Tuesday night. So hopefully we do see him play some sort of football against the Ravens, because God knows the Browns need it. I mean, I think they averaged 2 yards a carry throughout the entire roster. And then some guy named Sanders scored a touchdown that's not named Shador. So I don't really know where that guy came from. His name's Raheem Sanders. He was a late signing. So, I mean, they have to get something figured out on the ground. And boys, I did want to congratulate you two on your starts of the week for week one. Emeka Egbuka and Deebo Samuel absolutely balled out on their new teams, scoring 23.6 points and 22.6 points respectively in PPR formats. My start of the week, my analysis was all right, okay? The Bengals let 15 targets to the tight end position, 10 receptions to the tight ends collectively in 100 yards. I just really did not know that Harry Fannin Jr. was going to be involved that much. I don't think anyone did, because he's rostered in who knows how many percentage of leagues. I can look it up real quick, but
I picked him up.
Yeah.
I picked him up in the boys.
Yeah, I know. And I'm going to really try to get him everywhere. I'm going to really put the fab out to get him as well. He's not just being used as a receiver. They put him in Wildcat for a play. Now he only got 2 yards, but if that's something that they decide to keep doing, he's more of like an H-back than a tight end at this point. So he's playing a little bit everywhere. He lined up in the slot a couple times. He lined up tight. He lined up even outside the numbers. So I'm really excited to see how Stefanski uses him for the rest of the year. But boys, what did you think about your week one fantasy starts of the week?
Well, I read that Abuka was in the huddle, like on the goal line, and he said, "I'm gonna run a post, and I'm gonna score this. I'm gonna game him." He called it, and then caught the ball, won the game. Mike Evans came out and said that post game. So I felt comfortable with it, especially with the way the roster was. Really excited. Wish I had him on my team. I don't. I might have to put some trades out for him, but yeah, I'm high on him. I think that he might take that wide receiver 3 job pretty quickly, especially with Chris Godwin being out until at least October, as what the Bucs have said, just because of that injury he suffered last year. Maybe even moving into wide receiver 2 until he comes back. So the chemistry seems to be there already, which is awesome. I mean, he's big, catches the ball well. I like it. I'd run him again if I could, but I don't like to repeat.
Right. Fish, what about you?
I mean, honestly, I love mine. I mean, we talked about Debo so many times, especially early on in the offseason. We knew that he was going to come back with a big chip on his shoulder. the Commanders. I almost said the old team name. Throwback. The
Washington
Commanders.
are words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Commanders. We knew that they had something special in him that could line up in the backfield, in the slot, outside on number one, which we saw. He did score that long run of a touchdown from the backfield, which is great. Uh, One thing I do want to highlight, it did seem like that Scary Terry took most of the cornerback one time slot. So his production, and I would not worry, would not panic unless you're in a league with me, then I'd love to take him. But his productivity went down while Debo kind of shined. So I'm not saying that this is going to be a week in, week out kind of thing, but it does seem that they're using Debo's versatility, and he does seem to have a big chip on his shoulder still until he eventually plays the 49ers. But I'm loving my pick. I was very. I had a gut decision last minute, put him back in. I took him out initially because I was like, I feel like if I speak into existence, it won't happen. Put him back in, and I'm glad he did. I'm glad it happened. But hopefully, going to go 2 for 2 this week, right, Zoltowski? Maybe not can follow the
Yeah.
analytics like Matthew Berry and then still shit the bed. So I don't know. I'm just saying. So
Yeah. We got to keep a record, keep track of,
fantasy pop offs and fantasy
fantasy
knocks.
pop-offs. Yeah.
Pop ups and drop
Starts
offs. I like
starts
it.
of the week that work and, ones that shit the bed.
So
Yeah.
starts of the week that worker than me. Is what
Yep.
you're saying.
A
Gonna be a
very
competition between
subcategory.
me and Fish all year. Winner gets a coffee by the Sunburn Boy.
Ooh,
Yeah.
love that.
I owe many coffees at this point. So, um,
I'll take one on Sunday.
all right, I'm down.
I'll send you my order before I come over.
I'll get you guys both coffees. They'll be here, ready for you. So,
Did you order the red carpet, or is that coming in later? Another week.
the red carpet? No, it's
Yeah.
coming later.
Okay. I
Some
just
weird
double-checked.
Amazon delay. I don't know.
Strange.
Should try and get some money back for that.
Yeah, definitely. Zoltowski, before I let you talk about the shocking trade, I'm going to go ahead and let everyone out there know Harold Fannin, the rookie for the Cleveland Browns, is owned in 8% of leagues on Sleeper. Go pick him up.
I'm part of the 8%.
You are part of the 8%. So
Thanks,
Zoltowski,
waiver
go ahead.
wire. Yeah, so pretty big trade here between Jacksonville and Philly. Tank Bigsby is heading on over to the city of brotherly love for a 5th and a 6th round next year, which is, kind of low considering how much they used him last year and how we kind of expected there to be a two back set out there in Jacksonville. So Tank Bigsby owners, sorry, I'd probably keep him on the bench maybe for flex at the end of the year, possibly for some garbage time and maybe end zone scores when Saquon is tired and needs a break. But Etienne owners, it's good news. Very, very good news. He's going to see, I don't even know who the other running back is out there if they have one, which they probably do. But he's going to see the bulk of the carries there. So definitely good starter there for you. Fish, how do you feel about that?
Good. It's not going to affect or carve into anything with Will Shipley being hurt with his rib injury. Barkley's still going to get obviously the majority of the carry. So as Barkley managers and Will Shipley dynasty managers, I wouldn't look too much into this. We still have AJ Dillon back there as well. Essentially, we understand that Barkley is getting older, right? I think he rushed for almost 400 times last year. We're going to try and prolong his longevity as the number one running back ever in the world. With that being said, we're going to kind of see what similar to what we saw last week, where it was about 19 carries. He's not going to be able to do it for 25, 30 carries like Derrick Henry, who's a freak athlete. This is mostly a move for the return team. We lost Brian McCovey, who was a pretty good return guy for us last year. It was very quick, very shifty. So we're just looking for someone else that we know could handle the ball. There hasn't been an issue, but Will Shipley was back there a couple times until he got hurt. This is just further deepening the return game. Essentially, this is all it is. And until an injury happens, like a Will Shipley or AJ Dillon or something like that happens, we may use him as another offset. He still got plenty in the tank. Never really saw the opportunities in Jacksonville. So I'm not crazy worried about it. I mean, it's just Howie being Howie doing his thing. I think we had 20 some odd picks next year. So crap, we got to give up a few. Jesus, what are we going to do now? Um, no, I like it. I like it. Zoltowski is correct, though. Any Etienne managers, don't put all your eggs in this basket for now. He popped off. He looked like old Etienne. Give it a week or two. See if it's the same thing or if he was just like, hey, week one. We saw a lot of weird things happen in week one. A lot of, again, offense is not that strong. Defense is not that strong. So uh, it's a great thing for Etienne managers, though. They do have their rookie running back, but I don't think it's going to play a factor into it. So
I'm absolutely thrilled for Etienne. I mean, I have him in a couple leagues, and every league I had him in, I have him with Tank Bigsby. And I never started either one of them because I never knew whose week it was going to be. So now that Tank Bigsby's gone, they do have a rookie running back there, Bashal Tutton, I believe his last name is. He was taken this year from Virginia Tech. I don't really know much about him. I haven't really seen him play, but from what I know, or from what we saw on the field Sunday, it looks like Etienne is going to be their guy. He was on the field for 61% of plays, so and that's a pretty good amount for a running back, when especially this day and age, when you have all the committees and stuff like that. So yeah, you're right. It was a really weird week one. Like, there was some resurgence from some running backs that had really high praise last year that kind of didn't do well. Brees Hall being one, Etienne being one. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Etienne going forward. I would say you could probably give him the nod this week. I don't know if you don't have any other options and you really need a boom player, like, you could start him against the Bengals. The Browns didn't do anything on the ground because they didn't have anything on the ground. Like, Dylan Sampson played really well, but it was mostly in the receiving game. And then Etienne's going to be used that way as well. So I wonder what this means for the running back room in Philly. I know you say that, Will Shipley, is he injured right now? Is he out for a couple weeks?
he's got something with his rib. I need to double check if he's out for a couple of weeks or not. But assuming, right, a rib injury, probably at least for a week or two. But AJ Dillon did step in. He looked fine. So, I mean, it's just adding more depth just in case. And then we'll be able to give Barkley that rest between plays that he needs to. I mean, he's almost 30. So,
Yeah.
Will Shipley has a fractured rib.
So, I mean, technically he could play on it this week, but we're probably not going to rush him back. And if he does come back, it'll be on very, very limited snap count.
Right. And AJ Dillon, he's never been the most exciting runner. So, and Tank Bigsby eggs. So I'm sure that's why they're bringing him in to keep that pace that Saquon's able to put out there now.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're gonna do next, we're gonna get into our fantasy zeros. We're just gonna list people that really sucked over the weekend. If we miss anyone in the comments, let us know. So I'll go first. Kenneth Walker, David Njoku, and the entire Miami Dolphins offense. Where were you guys? What's going on?
Yeah.
Are you hitting the panic button on any of these guys?
Tyreek and the entire offense, because Tua looked like he's still trying to learn how to play football again. I mean, he had Tyreek wide open on a couple times, overthrew it. One of them ended up being a pick. I think he had under 50%, 2 picks, and lost a fumble. So that offense is going to struggle. I think they have Quinn Ewers and some other guy back there.
Zach Wilson.
It's Zach Wilson and then Quinn Ewers. So, yeah. If Tua can figure it out, again, week one, try not to overreact too much, but I'm hovering over that panic button. They're sitting the bench this week for sure. And Njoku as well. I'm a little worried about that. Why I picked up Harold Fannin, but yeah.
See, I think the productivity with the Dolphins, and we know over the last couple of years, ever since Tyreek's been there, they've been oh yeah, we're going to drop 70 points and then we're not going to produce anything. So they've been very boom or bust, if you would say. There's not really been consistent numbers out of Tyreek since he was with Kansas City, where he got those consistent targets, consistent passes by a very, very accurate quarterback. The problem here, right? And I think the productivity out of Tyreek will happen. You're not going to see numbers what he was when he first got to the Dolphins or anything when he was with Kansas City. The problem that I think is going to happen is that we've already seen flashes of him, and the camera really turned to him immediately on the sidelines after every third and out, whatever it may be, interception, fumble. It panned over to him, and he's already expressed frustration. My worry is, right, same thing with Big Play Slay and a lot of these other guys, is that they're going to go immediately to Twitter. Tyreek has been known to talk shit about his players, his coaches, quarterbacks. And then immediately his agent's like, yeah, you might want to stop, not do that. So I think the productivity will come out eventually. He's not going to pop off for 20 points like he used to. But I think that the chemistry and morale may ruin his chances of being like greatly successful there. And if the Dolphins end up failing overall about halfway through the season, not producing, and if he starts running his mouth on Twitter or whatever it may be, they might look at a midseason trade just to dump him to stall to try and recoup any of that chemistry that there was prior to him because you don't hear anything about Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle is very underrated, doesn't get enough glory in that offense, enough targets in that offense. But you don't see him going on Twitter or anything like that or Facebook or whatever it may be, tweeting about it or talking shit about somebody. He's just there to do his job. Tyreek has been very known to bash Tua, to bash his quarterbacks if he doesn't get his way. We saw the same thing with Stephon Diggs. It hasn't really worked out with him with the 13 teams that he's been with in the last 4 years. So if it goes downhill, chemistry and morale will go down. I think McDaniels is smart enough to say, okay, well, I'm not going to lose team chemistry to maybe get another win. We're going to go ahead and trade you. We'll eat up that contract that we gave you and let you be someone else's problem, much like the Steelers did with George Pickens and such. So, just saying, it could be a very possibility, a sneakily possibility, if they don't produce to, what they used to in mid-season form. But very interesting to watch.
So there is smoke there with what you're saying. There's rumors, and they're just Twitter rumors right now, that Tyreek is going to be traded, and the team that's been I've seen the most is Pittsburgh. So
I mean, they got all the egos there anyway. Why not just add another
Yep.
one?
And then Tomlin, you know what he does with his players. I mean, he had AJ Brown, Le'Veon Bell on the same team. So, I mean, it would be good for the Dolphins, I think. Now, it's kind of addition by subtraction, because like you said, Waddle's going to get his chance to be the number one. He's going to get his chance to shine. They have a really good third receiver, Washington. His first name's escaping me, but he's looked really promising in the preseason. So I think you could see that happening. Also, Mike McDaniel just seems checked out. I don't know if that's just me getting that vibe, or he just looks like he doesn't want to coach football anymore, man. Just looks like he's done. But no, I'm glad you brought the trade thing up, because that's definitely out there for sure. But why don't you get into your fantasy zeros for the week?
Mine, again, we've had this weird week one where, again, we talk about the Bengals and they're supposed to put up 35 points a game, yada, yada, yada. Granted, the Browns defense did look very, very sharp. There's a lot. I mean, that defense looked dangerous. Now, if the offense can get going, might have a team there. But the entire Bengals offense, outside of Chase Brown, who really, if he didn't score that touchdown, didn't really do shit. Burrow, 10 points. Chase, which arguably, by the way, a lot of people took him 1-1 in about 98% of drafts. So just let you know, if it wasn't Bijan, it was him. Who Bijan produced, by the way. And then Higgins, 6.5 points. So, and then on the other end, I do want to talk about the Eagles. AJ Brown absolutely killed me. I told myself year in, year out, never pick an Eagles receiver, only pick a running back and a quarterback. I unluckily was the 10th pick in my work league and ended up taking him as the best player at that slot. Man, do I heckin' regret it. Him and Devontae, it was a game script. I mean, they got locked down, but at the same time, when you have Saquon and Hurts who can just run it up the field and then do little dump passes over the middle to Goddard, there's really no need to force it. Now, this is not a mode to panic, but it's just something to be leery about that they might not produce the 12 to 14, 16 points like they did last year. The other one that I did not list here, but it's because I mentally have blocked it out. And I talked about this guy a lot last year. And Mark Andrews is a big piece of shit, let me tell you. That guy, never starting that guy ever again. Uh, Isaiah Likely out, and you're like, dude, yeah, over the middle, big dude, big white guy, yeah, 100%. He's definitely gonna get at least something. No, glad to see Zay Flowers get his flowers over the middle and deep. He did very, very well. Hopefully, we can see more and more of that to see the receiver that he was when they drafted him. But Mark Andrews, absolutely. What do you have? 0.5 points. He had a catch for 5 yards. Brother, I could do that. Come on. Like, what are we doing? So, especially when they put up, what, 30 something points, you're like, Jesus, this guy must have had 4 catches or something. They
Yeah.
couldn't even get that. I mean, like, what are we just blocking the whole time? So, but I want to hear your guys' opinion. Right now, I think it's a great mention on the panic button. I mean, these are some big names, big offenses outside of Mark Andrews, right? Are you guys hitting the panic button on these guys or what?
So if you don't mind, not I'm gonna take the Bengals offense real quick because I think you might agree with me. You know,
A
being a
little
big fan of
biased.
this team, they always start slow. I mean, you look at last
True.
year. You know, you were at the Patriots game. That offense looked terrible, but then
Not
all
great.
of a sudden they started turning around and scoring a bunch of points. Yeah, they were still losing games, but Jamar Chase had a triple crown season last year. Burrow was in the MVP argument, and then T Higgins is also, had a pretty decent year if I'm not mistaken. I'm not panicking on the Bengals offense at all.
I'm
Just
not
I'd
either.
always, yeah. I mean, I understand, taking Jamar 1-1 just because he's going to get taken if you don't take him if you have that 1-1 spot. But that's, hey, the first 4 weeks you're going to ride my bench, maybe my flex to get me a couple extra points until Joe Burrow shakes off all the rust and his brain goes into football mode instead of whatever the hell he's doing in the offseason. Because I'm pretty sure when it's not, football season, his brain is elsewhere and it takes him a couple weeks to reset. Interesting, man. Watch quarterback. I've seen clips from it,
Very
seen a couple
interesting guy.
episodes. Really good football player. I will admit it. Really good football player. But yeah, I'm not panicking at all. And same thing with AJ Brown. It's just a game plan thing. It's you just have to play that by the week. Definitely keep him 100. Because he will get his targets, and then he'll go read his book on the bench, and they'll try to win another Super Bowl. But it was like you're 100% right. It's a scheme thing. They're locked up. You've got two threats in the backfield that can run the ball and check down routes all over the place. I think they had the target tracker, and Jalen's throws were mostly short throws that game. So yeah, Mark
We
Andrews though,
do.
dump him. He's old.
Yeah, this guy's awful. We do have new offensive coordinator. I think it's his eighth or ninth one since college. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they look decent, right? They followed a good game script. I wasn't trying to do any cute shit or anything like that. But yeah, it was mostly short pass over the middle and then a long bomb to Jahan Dotson. That
Of all
guy's
people.
relevant now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what? I saw him. I was like,
Oh,
oh, dude, is that AJ? Nah, not even close.
dude, that
I
was me
get
last night. With the Bears game. Was that 15? Is that a Dunze? I need like 2 more points to win. That's Nutter. I was about to crash out.
he scored last
He
night.
was.
He did. He actually, because it was between. So I have him, Swift, and Jordan Mason, and I'm like, who do I start? And I
Mm.
put and Loveland, and I was like, I'm gonna put Odunze in there. Like DeAndre Swift still got that prove it, and then he had more points at one point, and I'm like, this always happens. And Jordan Mason started doing well because he had 54% of the snaps yesterday. Called that one. Just saying, you're gonna see a lot of Jordan Mason this year. But yeah, I feel that 100%.
So I'm in line right with you. I'm not hitting the panic button on any Bengals right now. But I did want to show you guys a clip. Did you see this play? And let me just make sure I get us to the right scene here. Did you happen to see this? Oh God, it's not
Mm-mm.
gonna work.
I didn't see this, but so my physical therapist is a huge he's got season tickets to the Bengals. So he was, I think if this is what you're talking about, I think I heard about this one.
So Joe Burrow is here, right? He backs up to pass, he throws the ball, and then he's not there anymore. Joe Burrow's scared of Garrett. He said it a couple times in interviews. He said that's the scariest player he plays against. So I just wanted to show you this, and this is probably attributing to the very slow start to the Bengals year this year, but Garrett on a stunt, just gone. He's just out of the frame now.
No, remind
Boston.
me, who won this game?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know who won the game.
Yeah.
It's
So the
very
play I was
unfortunate, but-
talking about, there's Jamar's out to the left, and I think Gesicki's out to the right. And they've got Gesicki on like a post, and then Jamar's running across her. Safety crashes down on Gesicki, and he's got Jamar one-on-one with a strong safety covering. But he's just looking this way the entire time when Jamar's over here. Like he just got tunnel vision really, really bad. And I think that's going to clear up, and he'll be able to. And Miles may be the pressure, because like the Browns defense the past couple of years has looked pretty good. Their defense has been pretty good. But yeah, that was the play I was talking about.
Well, it's not just like Garrett. It's been the whole thing with the Bengals offense for the last couple of years. Like they can't keep Joe upright.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter
lineman
who
is
they
Swiss
play
cheese.
or anything like that. It's just it sucks at the end of the day. They won because we lost at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like my brother even said after Schmidt or whatever the hell our kicker's last name is missed the second kick, he goes, "Give me $10, I'll go out there and try it." Like it's just it sucks, man. But anyways, I don't want to dwell on something negative. We'll just dwell on the other negative players. Zoltowski,
Yeah, I'll go into
ahead and go.
So I got two here. I had Njoku and then Tyreek, but we already talked about them. But I'll pile on CJ Stroud with a whopping 9.72 points and Isaiah Pacheco with a whopping massive 4.8 points. CJ Stroud, it's halfway pressed. He struggled a lot last year. I know his receiving core was beat up. Talk about the Tank Dell situation. I just don't know if, and now they've got Chubb back there. When Joe Mixon comes back, they'll have him. I don't know. I'm not liking it. Ohio State quarterbacks never really work out in the NFL. On the other hand, Pacheco, I just think Andy Reid had one too many cheeseburgers, and the game script was just weird. And the Chargers were playing lights out.
Yes,
the Chargers were playing so well. Pacheco, I don't know. I just picked up this team. I haven't experienced what he was like last year. I'd have to do a little bit more research before I start panicking. But the Chiefs are going to find a way to win ball games, or at least score points and try to win ball games. So I'm not too much on the panic button there. But Kareem Hunt did see some work. So the thought is in my mind.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not uncommon that the who's it, Patty Mahomes and that whole team, Kansas City. It's not uncommon for them to not run the ball. I mean,
Yeah.
Patty averages 30 plus throws a game. They're a pass first mentality, pass second. Yeah, Mahomes is going to scramble and then pass for fourth. Like they're not going to run. And Pacheco is a very good runner, very hard, very aggressive runner. Runs like he's angry, right? But they also have Hunt, like you said, still is good at receiving, can still run the north south, try and wear down that defense a little bit. It's not a panic button for me because I knew ahead of time to not right. You look at all these teams, right? You look at certain teams that when you're drafting, right, especially trying to make trades and such, this is a team where you try and trade for Pacheco in hopes that he gets removed from Kansas City to a team that needs, like the Panthers or someone where he is the sole focus. Not saying he's going to go to the Panthers, but with Chuba, they're doing great. But I mean, he's the sole focus on that team, and he gets the full 15 to 25 carries and can run the rock and do what he wants. Never going to happen in Kansas City. You know why? Because they're going to throw it 50 times a game. Why they shouldn't throw 50 times a game when they got a $500 million quarterback, an asset there. They're paying Pacheco $4 million. You got a $500 million. You're not going to say, we're going to give it to Pacheco 25 times. Patty, you're going to go ahead and throw it 12. What are we doing? So their methodology has proven that they run it when they want to give Patty a break. They don't run it to get 100 yards or bust open the tackles or anything like that. And Patty has proven that no matter who gets hurt, injured, Xavier Worthy or who's old as shit, he's still going to march it down the field with whoever is back there. So Pacheco thing, I'm not really, there's really no pressing the button because I knew ahead of time that I'm not going to get anyone from Kansas City. You look at those teams and you go, yeah, not drafting that guy at that position with that team. What, wide receiver though? Yeah, I'm not going to take that one for sure. CJ Stroud though, on the other hand, like you bring up, with that receiving core, Nick Chubb there, I mean, they got a good offense, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to blame it on week one. I'm going to blame it on week one.
Yep.
That's it. I'm going to blame it on week
Yep.
one. When I see week 2 and week 3 with the same relatively productivity there, then it's like, okay, yeah, I am going to panic a little bit. So I think it's two good shouts there. I like that little challenging ones there.
I think I am hitting the panic button on Pacheco. So in 2023, when he had his breakout year, he had double-digit rushing attempts in 13 of the 15 weeks. Now, 3 of them he didn't even play. So he really had, was that 13 out of 15? When you go to 2024, before the injury, he started out both of those games, 15 rushing attempts, 19 rushing attempts, and then he didn't eclipse 15 since he came back. This week, he had 5 rushing attempts overall.
Well, when he got injured last year, that's when they brought in Hunt, right?
That is when they brought in Hunt. But Hunt had 5 rushing attempts as well. So I know what you're saying with the whole Patrick Mahomes is going to throw 30, 40 times a game, but it's starting to not work as well as Andy Reid wants it to. Last year we talked about them winning only 1-score games. Now they always seem to pull that out, but this week they didn't. So they're going to have to do something else to get the offensive production, and you can't pass every play. You just can't do it.
You gotta establish a run game to open up play action for you.
Even for Patrick Mahomes, you gotta have some sort of dual threat.
I mean, very true, right? But I mean, you look at it this way, right? What receiver has he had outside of Rashee Rice, who Patty hurt? I mean, that was the last good thing that they really had that was very consistent since him and Tyreek and Travis when he was younger.
Yeah.
Hollywood Brown, DJ Hopkins, Juju Smith-Schuster. You name these guys 8 years ago.
Oh,
the guys
absolutely.
winning 12 Super Bowls, right? But I think that this Chiefs, and we talked about that last week, though, I think they're still trying to find that missing piece that they had that was very consistent, great chemistry when Tyreek Hill was there, right? They got Xavier Worthy, who was just as fast, right? Did incredible while Rashee Rice was out. But I mean, yeah, they throw it 30, 40 times a game, and they do relatively well. Could you imagine if they actually had Rashee Rice and like another solid receiver to go along with Xavier Worthy? That's a different ball game. Then they don't need to run it.
Maybe they'll trade for Tyreek, get him back over there.
I mean, honestly,
really fast guys.
Mid-season, I mean, if I'm Andy Reid, I'm eating a double cheeseburger and be like, "Yo, what's up, dude? You trying to win again or what?" I mean, that's then it's like the Raiders. Essentially, they drafted for what 7 years, going, who's got the fastest 40 time? Don't care where he plays. Is it a kicker? We'll take him. I mean, you've got one of the most lethal quarterbacks that we might have ever seen play, right? Especially in our time, outside of like Tom Brady and such. I mean, Patty has no problem slinging it, and he's a gunslinger. He's a gunslinger. I just
He
can't
made
imagine.
some insane layup pass the other
Crazy.
night where he's falling down, just like shovel flips it, catches it for like I think 8-yard gain.
Look, all I'm saying is that it's a different team if he has one Rasheed Rice back, Xavier Worthy, and you give him a third option, and if that's a Tyreek, there's no point in running it. Their 2 Super Bowls prior have showcased that there's really no point for them to run it because they'll just outgun everybody. I don't know. I understand putting the panic button on Pacheco. I never had him to begin with, so I wasn't shitting my pants, but
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
I get
he was on the team that I picked up and super active. So that's why I put him on there because I was like, oh yeah, Pacheco, he'll
I
catch.
mean, it's a great shout. I love good
Yeah.
conversation piece. It's very interesting.
He'll catch some balls out of the backfield. He's pretty shifty, runs hard after gets some yards after the catch.
Definitely.
I mean, he was projected to have 12.24 points.
Yeah.
Now, this week he goes against Philly, so unless Jalen Carter spits on somebody, don't start the guy.
We're trying to limit that. And by the way, Dak's a piece of shit. He started it. It was a very smart play, but he's a scumbag for sure.
Dak's bat first.
Oh, I always spit. Yeah, okay.
In the general
Liz was like, oh my god, he just spit on him. Give him the hawk tour.
It was such a big loogie too. Like it was like you couldn't even hide it.
A $57,000 loogie.
The camera didn't even like zoom out or like zoom in because we could see the projectile hitting Dak in the chest. He actually like flew back a little bit like an old cartoon character. It was nuts.
I want you to know for 20 minutes I searched for a gif of Kramer getting hit by the magic loogie.
Magically.
And I couldn't find it, dude. I was like, how do I make a gif? I want to send this to Fish.
That would have been great. I was thinking that too because then as soon as that happened, I just got to mom and dad's house. And dad went upstairs. He was talking to his boss or whatever. And mom's like watching like the top 100 NFL players or something. I'm like, hey, the fucking game started. What are we doing here? And her and Andy are talking. And then we zoom to it. Our fullback's dead on the ground. And then it shows that Jalen Carter's walking in the locker room. I was like, yeah, brother, wrong way. The game started. Go back to the field. And then I look at my phone and 12,000 people reached out. Yeah, it was a good time. I was so pissed. I was at a 9. 3 minutes into the game.
You were marinara red.
I didn't want to talk to anybody. It was just not good. Then I had a meatball hoagie. We were all right, but I mean, still, yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. Let's get into our fantasy heroes. Let's make it a little bit more of a positive conversation. So I'm going to start off, if you guys don't mind.
Take it away.
Go for it.
I'm going to go with a guy named Keon Coleman, Agent Zero, as the Buffalo Bills radio announcer like to call him, which I thought was really cool. So my brother and I were driving home from Cleveland listening to this game, and I kept wanting to hear Khalil Shakir's name because he was my guy from this year. I was like, he's definitely going to be the guy. He's definitely going to be the guy. I could be wrong. Keon Coleman absolutely balled out for the Buffalo Bills in a high-scoring affair against the Ravens. He had 88% of snaps on the field, 11 targets, 8 receptions, 112 yards, and 1 touchdown. He is rostered in 97% of leagues on Sleeper, which, if you don't know, I know we've referenced it a couple times. Sleeper is the app that we all play fantasy football on. So if you ever hear us mention anything in terms of that, that's what we're talking about. So he's rostered in 97%, but was only started in 30% of leagues just because he's never really done much in Buffalo. So we've been discussing about the Bills after they decided not to bring back Diggs, who the number one guy was going to be. Is it going to be Shakir? Is it going to be Cooper? Which that was a big joke. But as much as
in the league anymore.
Yeah. But as much as I wanted it to be Khalil Shakir, I think, at least for this first week, it was clearly Keon Coleman. So he, like I said, he played really, really well. He looks like he's got some sort of chip on his shoulder from last year, to use a quote from Fish, because he just looks like a different player. I mean, and I didn't even watch the game to see that. I just visually saw it through the eyes of the radio personality. But he led the team in receiving for the Bills Sunday night, and I think he's going to be a pretty solid start option going forward, because as bad as the Ravens were against the pass last year, they have some really talented quarterbacks. Now they are a team that will flag the hell out of you when it comes down to it. But I mean, I was astounded after that second half, after Josh Allen put up 340 something yards, and then
Something nuts.
Yeah, all those touchdowns. So yeah, Khalil Shakir, definitely my fantasy hero of the week. Really excited to see what he does for the rest of the year. And Fish, I'm going to throw it to you. This is an interesting one. This is a show favorite right here.
And honestly, it pains me because we haven't talked about this guy in a while. Fantasy hero, got a new start on a new team, and we talk about this often. Where you got your Sam Darnolds that go to these different teams after being drafted by the worst team, essentially, and kind of getting that second start, that reborn, little monster reborn, actually, we'll call it 100, huh? A little throwback for us there. I'm gonna go with my fantasy hero, who was projected, which honestly I think was just a little smidge too high. He's projected 14.66 points, ended up getting a whopping 31.48, and seems to have a very good control over the starting quarterback position over Anthony Richardson. And if the viewers out there, you might be able to pick up on this. My guy, and I can't believe I'm saying it week one, is fucking Danny Dimes.
No,
That
Monster Reborn,
guy,
man. Indiana
that
Jones.
guy,
That's his new
that
name.
guy looked sharp. Commanded that offense very, very well. I mean, holy shit. You guys remember Michael Pittman? I don't. He caught a touchdown, though. We knew this when Flacco went there and played well for the short time that he was there. He knew how to spread the ball around, still feed Jonathan Taylor, which Danny Dimes did. That offense did very, very well. But then also pass the ball around. You saw Warren get his opportunities as well. So they're doing, again, they're adding a lot of that creativity, not being too cute with it, but they used Tyler Warren in a good amount of offense, and he got a lot of receptions there. But not only Warren and Taylor were involved, it wasn't so one dimensional that way. They got their receivers involved. And Danny Dimes absolutely lit up. Who is he playing? Who is he playing? The Dolphins. Which is the whole nother reason, because I'm sure Tyreek is like, dude, it's the Colts. What are we doing losing these guys? Danny Dimes ended up finishing obviously 100% of his snaps, which is great. 2 rushing touchdowns, which I think that we had mentioned that he is pretty good on the ground running. As showcased. He had 1 passing touchdown as well as 272 yards in the air, 7 carries on the ground for 26 yards, which is great. This is a problem for a lot of people, especially I think that we had them winning 5 sub 5 games, I think, because we thought that they were just going to be ass and it's going to be load the box. Jonathan Taylor's the only threat there. Boys, they're a fifth of the way there already, which is a problem. So I'm very happy to see. Now, this is week 1 again. We keep saying week 1. There's been a lot of weird things happening, a lot of voodoo stuff. I'm hoping, right, that this sticks. And Danny Dimes, much like Sam Darnold and Zach Wilson for a hot minute, gets his Cinderella story. Was drafted high, way too high, got shit on, didn't get support. Finally, has found a team that might actually give a damn and treat him well and get the players that he needs. They got a good offense around him, especially with the creativity of Warren, adding him and the flexibility and power that he can bring. So that's my fantasy. I mean, they beat him 33-8. I had to double check to see it was the Colts that beat him. I was like, nah, there's no way.
Yep.
So that's my player of the week. It's Danny Dimes, man. Danny Dimes, throwback.
The vanilla unicorn, as some have called him in the past. Just absolutely resurgence. That was awesome.
Yeah, so we caught a couple clips of that game at the card shop we were at, and I just remember just staring and being like, "Who's this guy again? Weren't we talking just mad shit last year because he was so awful?"
Yeah, I believe my 2 podcast co-hosts called him double ass at one point.
Double ass.
Yeah, you told me he was double ass.
Double,
He was double ass.
Sunday is what he was doing.
That boy was bad.
Indiana fans are smiling, and they have something to smile about. Good for them. Weird. But I'll jump into my fantasy hero. It was a guy that was on my bench. Because last year he forgot how to catch the ball. Really pissed me off. Projected to get 5.95 points. Ended up getting a massive 24.9 that didn't help me out at all. I'm going with Quentin Johnston. So last year struggled a lot. He had 55 receptions on 99 targets with only 8 touchdowns. This game, 5 receptions on 7 targets, 79 yards, 2 touchdowns. Played 82% of the snaps. Chargers added Keenan Allen this year, who also had a fantastic game. He scored like 18 points, caught the ball a ton, looked good. And I think that his addition really had an effect on his game because, Lad's the number one out there. Now he's, oh my God, I can lose my spot here if I don't fix what's wrong. And I feel like he did a lot of work in the offseason to fix that problem, and it showed. Now, there was a couple that were like, maybe you could have caught that one. You should have because it hit you in the hands, but at the same time, the defender was like right there. So, but I see him definitely going on wide receiver 2 flex spot for sure, especially with how good Justin Herbert looked and how he was just passing the ball around. He hit everybody. I think Lad was the lowest, but I still think he hit double digits. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't look that up. But he looked fantastic. A week 1 overreaction for sure. Chargers are going to win the division. I'm a big Jim Harbaugh fan, but no, that's my hero of the week is Quentin Johnston, who I, again, never thought I'd say. I think I put him in the zeros at least 2 or 3 times last year for how bad he just absolutely bent me over and dropped the ball.
So you are right. Lad did score about 13.4 points. Do you want me to tell you how or what his rostered percentage is? Quentin Johnston in Sleeper?
It's low, isn't it?
14.
Yeah, it's real low.
Go pick him up.
I was on the fence about dropping him because of his year last year and his projection. And I sat and I thought about it. I'm like, I really don't have anybody else on this team. There's no one really available. Maybe we can turn it around, And I'm glad I kept him.
It's a good
and
hold.
I'm going to keep him. Yeah. So
no, I think
I knew it was because I saw it was that low and I was like, oh my God, am I making a mistake here? Something in my gut told me, hold on, it was a big gut. Got to listen to it,
Those are both great picks. I mean, you're right. Johnston played out of his mind. So, next we have our starts of the week for this week. I'm going to let the 2 winners of last week go ahead and go first. So, I think Zoltowski, you had the most points last week, so why don't you go first?
All right. So going with another wide receiver this week, guy we've talked about on this show actually, but I think with his matchup, he's pretty good start. Go with Stephon Diggs. Patriots are playing Miami at Miami. I mean, Fish talked about how bad Miami's defense looked. We talked about how bad their offense looked. Something's going on down there. And it was Indiana Jones out there dicing them up, who we had ranked double ass bottom of the tier list quarterback in the NFL. 2 of them might be there with him. But I think Diggs will see a lot of targets. He was 6 receptions on 7 targets this week with 57 yards. Scored above his projection. Solid wide receiver 2, solid flex play. If you're feeling ballsy, go with a wide receiver 1 play. But Drake May should feed him the ball because I don't think there's really anyone else to feed the ball down there. Jalen Ramsey's gone. He's in Pittsburgh. I think Minka's out there. He's 37 years old or something. They don't know what they're doing. I already have him started in my league.
No, I think it's a great pick. I mean, Drake May, you're right. He doesn't have many people to throw to. That is it. Demario Douglas, is that kid's name that scored the touchdown? He looked decent, but I think you're right. I think Stephon Diggs is going to take your step up this week. Fish, surprising pick out of you here.
A little bit. I saw firsthand how good Dallas's offense was. Granted, the Eagles' defense is still very young, We're missing a few big key players from last year. We filled them in with some rookies and some first and second years. It also doesn't help. Could have been a different ball game. This player might not be here if Jalen Carter played. I am going with, and it's kind of been a big advocate of mine the last couple of weeks, is guys playing with big chips on their shoulders. Javonte Williams. He had an amazing rookie year, I think, with Denver. Got hurt and never came back. It was just never himself. Never saw the opportunities really. They had a bunch of running backs back there that were rotating in and out. And then Bo Nix came in there, who's also a very mobile quarterback. So just never really seized that many opportunities, right? He gets sent over to Dallas, late trade or late signing this past year. They're like, okay, great. Dallas doesn't really have, they got rid of their running backs. So they don't really have a running game established. They drafted Jaden Blue, who was like a 3.39 speed or something like that for a 40 or whatever, some insane number, 4.39 or whatever. Um, we're sitting here thinking, okay, is Javonte Williams, is this the reawakening of his career? Based on the experience that Dak showed last week and his capabilities to throw it to CD, thank God he can't catch last week. A lot of weird things happened. With the addition of George Pickens, now it's a lot tougher for defenses to one double CD and then stack the box. Okay. Dak seems to be fully capable from his injury, fully healed. He was out mobile the other day, running around, getting first downs and such. Again, guy is very tough to bring down. Javonte Williams is my pick because one, he's playing with that tough shoulder or tough chip on his shoulder. Um, he also saw enough opportunities, 15 carries for 54 yards and 2 touchdowns on goal line, 2 yard line, essentially, which means that he is getting all of the work. Plus, saw 2 receptions out of the backfield as well with Dak. So, again, game script, the Eagles know how to kind of maintain the entire team there. But Javonte Williams might be a little sneaky play on one, getting those goal line touches and then really having that breakout game. They're playing the Giants. Guys, come on. Okay. Lamb's going to score at least once. The Dallas is going to be up. Dallas's offense look good. Their defense look good too. Guess what happens when they're up by 17, 20, 52? They're just going to run it. And Jaden Blue didn't play last week. He's still currently out right now on injury. Who else do they have behind him? No one. No one else. I'm starting Javonte in my flex position just because one, they're playing against the Giants. They naturally do well against the division, and the Giants are they're going to get picked on. We've already seen Malik Neighbors already frustrated with his stuff, so it just makes more of a logical pick for me. Uh, Expect to see 70 yards in the ground and at least one tutty, which is enough points to warrant a flex spot.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely. Yeah, I do too.
I like it a lot. Watched that Eagles Dallas game, and a couple of those runs he had. I mean, he was carrying guys 10 yards. Like he got hit at the line of scrimmage, and he was. And again, Jalen Carter not being there, that definitely plays a big part in that. But to still have 3-4 guys trying to tackle you and go 10 yards is huge. You're right. So that's a fantastic pick. The Giants are doing Giants things out there. They're already talking about possibly starting Jackson Dart next week, which I hate because just throw him into the fire, I guess. Brian Dable, just struggle. Just struggle. It's fine. Get the fucking draft pick. I'm not a Giants fan, but it's just frustrating to watch stupidity happen.
A lot of pent up frustration.
You can go back. Look, you can go back and watch the shows. I said by week five at the earliest, Jackson Dart would be the starter, and I'm way earlier. It's way earlier than expected. It's just we talk about the rookies, the rookie quarterbacks. Yes, he looked really, really good in the preseason. Jackson Dart looked phenomenal, and he wasn't playing with the number ones. It's week one overreaction. I don't think you need to pull Russ immediately. I still think you could put in. Excuse me. That other guy they got over there, Jameis, eating some W's on the sideline.
Guys, I need a W since we were with the Saints. I'll look.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is,
Just give
if
him
you're
time, is what I'm saying.
yeah, give him time. If you're starting Russell in any of your leagues, I got another league you could join. Join our league. There's no
I'll
way in
take
hell that you're studying Russell.
I'll eat the easy
over anyone.
W.
I mean, holy shit.
Fish, I love this pick. What was it, 2-3 years ago? Javonte had so much hype around him in fantasy before
he looked so
Sean
good.
Payton. I almost said Sean Penn. That's an actor.
Sean Penn's a great actor, though.
Before Sean Payton came to town. And Javonte unfortunately got that injury. So I mean, it's almost like it's finally coming around that Javonte is going to get his chance. Like, the poor guy's been injured off and on. Like, I would love to see what he does for a whole year. He's so talented. But
I don't.
No, I know. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I know what you mean. Initially, when I saw them like sign Javonte, I was like, oh, cool. Easy dub.
Right.
Easy shit. And then I saw him running, I was like, yeah, that should have never happened. So we just said no. Yeah.
He's projected to get 15 points.
Yeah.
This week, by the way.
Jesus,
so, yeah.
man. That's quite the turnaround from last week. So my guy, let's talk a little bit about the San Francisco injuries. They're already starting.
Big injuries.
You know, we had CMC with a lingering calf injury. He just came out and balled out last week, though. George Kittle out for an extended period of time. I think it's a calf as well. Maybe it's a hamstring. Yeah.
They put him on the IR.
Yeah, they put him on the IR.
Oh, yikes.
Jawan Jennings, day-to-day, may not play in week 2. Time will tell. We don't know. Now, I will say this start of the week is a little bit more of a gamble. You know, I may be a gambling man myself if Brock Purdy doesn't play, but Mac Jones has made some magic, especially with number 1 wide receivers. You saw it last year with Brian Thomas Jr. in Jacksonville. And Mac Jones is a serviceable quarterback when it comes to it. He's a decent backup. So if Brock Purdy doesn't play, I'm still okay with making the start of the week because of Shanahan. I'm a big Shanahan fanboy. So Shanahan's going to he's going to make sure he gets his guys the ball. So Ricky Pearsall is my start of the week. He's projected right now to have about 12 points, but I think especially if Jawan is out week 2 and George Kittle's out, which he's going to be, there's not really anyone else Mac Jones can throw the ball to other than Ricky and CMC. So, Fish?
I was going to say, all 13 of the running backs on roster are also great pass catchers, too. Just letting you know. So.
I know, but there can only be, 2 running backs on the field at one time. So,
I don't know. You could line them up in the slot.
That's true.
Line them up tight.
So the biggest reason I'm making this pick is not just because of Kyle Shanahan. It's because they're playing the Saints. So Noah, plug your ears for this one. The Saints have Kool-Aid McKinstry, which I'm not even sure how good he is in the NFL. I know he was balling out in college, but haven't really heard much from him since. And Justin Reed. They don't have much more help in the secondary other than that. And I honestly don't think it matters who's throwing the ball, whether it's Brock Purdy or Mac Jones. Would love for it to be Brock Purdy, don't get me wrong. But Kyle Shanahan is going to get the ball into his best player's hands. He's going to get the ball to CMC. He's going to get the ball to Ricky Pearsall. And I think Ricky's going to be a target machine this week. Targets are important. Targets are volume. You have to have targets to have receptions, yards, and points. So I think Ricky Pearsall is a pretty solid start this week.
You come up with that?
I came up with that, dude. You like that?
Wow.
Is that how fantasy works?
You like that?
How much smoke came out of your ears when you were thinking about that? Like how hard were the gears turning?
Some still coming out. It's just I have my headphones on. You can't see it.
But I mean, all jokes aside, I will admit I do like this. He's listed right now as a wide receiver 1 on their depth chart with the injuries that they have. Even if Jawan would play, Jawan is listed as wide receiver 2.
Yes.
If Brock Purdy plays, 100% saw the chemistry between him and Ricky in the preseason. He's going to go to him. And even if Mac Jones is there, yes, they have the running backs that can catch the ball out of the backfield as well. Or if they line them up in an empty formation, still you'll see checkdowns. He catches the ball very well. I like this pick.
Anybody else think that there's a little Mac Jones conspiracy going on? The guy keeps finding a way to get on the field, like every week or every year. Starts with the Patriots. He comes in last year, plays for Jacksonville. I don't know.
I think you're digging into it too much.
Yeah, probably. It's my conspiracy brain going. So what we're gonna do next, we're gonna do our new segment. This is going to be our Pick'em segment. So we have our games for this week. We're gonna start with the Thursday
Still
night
waiting
game.
on that voice crack, Connor.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Still waiting on it.
We're starting for that Thursday night game. We got Washington at Green Bay. Boys, so what we're going to do, you just tell me who you think's going to win. And I'm going to go ahead and put our logos that you see on the screen now under our names, or by our names, I guess. And that is who we're going to think who's going to win that game. So Washington, Green Bay. Green Bay looked great last week. Washington also looked great last week. I think for me, it comes down to home field advantage. And I think I lean Green Bay this week.
I go Washington.
You're going Washington? Fish, what about you?
I'm going to go Green Bay because Micah Parsons is going to play a lot more.
Okay, I like that.
All right, I mean, this one's a toss-up. I just like Washington here. I like the system they have going. The Packers did look really, really good. Jane Daniels is a lot more mobile than Jared Goff is my big thing there. I think that's going to help alleviate, and Micah did look good. He did look fast. Jaden, I think, is still faster.
Well, you hope Washington wins for the sake of the division.
You know, that too, yes. But, like, in my
also why
with my family. Yeah.
I didn't even think
because you were. This is gonna be a good game though. I think this will be a good Thursday night game.
Very. By the way, the primetime games have been banger. By the way,
absolutely amazing. Yeah,
bangers.
So much better than last year.
Or like what, 2 years ago when we saw Denver for like 12.
Yeah, last 2 years they were just ass.
Yeah. Thursday nights on the Sunday slate were tough. So. Yeah, we have the Sunday 1:00 slate. We'll start here with the Jacksonville Jaguars going into Cincinnati to play the Bengals. Pains me to say it. I think the Bengals are going to come out with the win here.
Oh, it doesn't. Also, yeah, give me the Bengals.
Yeah, give me the Bengals here.
Yeah, it's going to come to no surprise here, but I mean, yeah.
You going Bengals as well?
Give me Jacksonville.
Really?
Nah, I'm playing. Give me the Bengals. Give me the Bengals.
I got to figure out a better system for this.
I mean, this looks good.
Yeah, I just didn't think about, like, what if we all pick the Bengals and then what if we all pick the Giants?
I could go to Jacksonville. I mean, they're going to have problems trying to guard Brian Thomas.
He didn't catch the ball.
Yeah,
last week.
He was a non-factor, but...
Yeah, but the guy with the long hair for Jacksonville, what's his...
Trevor Lawrence.
Damn. Yeah, that's right. That guy. He's going to find him. He's going to get him the ball. There's no way he does, especially with the production they had last year. It'd be stupid for him not to throw down the field. Okay? Sorry.
This next one, extremely easy for me. I'm going Cowboys.
Yeah,
Cowboys, unfortunately.
Slide mine up there, too.
And then Zoltowski, really curious on where you are on that panic button, buddy.
I already told you where I'm at the panic button. It's not there yet.
Don't sleep on Caleb.
No, the Bears looked a lot better than they did last year.
Until they ultimately lost the game.
Until they fell apart and lost the game. And that's why at home I'm going to take the Lions.
I tend to agree.
I
think
will agree.
Yeah, I think they're going to they've talked about making the adjustments. You know, Tate Rutledge had a really rough game, rookie guard. I think they're going to really hammer. Campbell even said, I listened to the post-game conference when I was driving around the other day. They're going to hammer the fundamentals, and that's what they need to do. That was their struggles last week, was fundamentals. Not getting conversions, not getting stops. That's what the game comes down to.
For this next one, we have the Los Angeles Rams against the Titans. This again
Rams all
is a pretty easy
LA.
one for me. Yeah, LA.
Yeah.
The Titans just looked. They just looked young at the end of the day.
And
I mean,
I
when
heard-
it comes down to it, like,
I heard Cam Ward looked good. His receivers just don't know how to catch the ball.
yeah,
I don't
which
know
really
about looking
sucks
good,
because
but I mean, he played decently. But yeah, there's a
He's-
1,000 drops there.
this one I want to believe that the Dolphins are going to come back and have some sort of resurgence, but I think that the Patriots are going to
Give me the
go
Pats.
into Miami and win this game.
Are we all? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Give me the Pats.
The Pats.
So Miami is a 1.5 point favorite in this game, which is kind of surprising, especially after last week. But I agree with you guys. I think the Patriots are going to come out and play well. This next one also very easy. San Fran. No matter who
Yep.
plays quarterback, the
Still
other
better
team
than-
just doesn't have a quarterback. So
Yeah, still better than Spencer Rattler or Tyler Show.
I'd like to at least see what Tyler Show can do.
You like him to show you?
I'd like him to show me what he can do. Yes. I hate you.
I had to with Fish's Zay Flowers pun earlier.
Damn it! I did do a pun.
You
Shit.
did. You did.
Bills, Jets. The Jets look good, but the Bills are the Bills. So
Yeah,
I'm
give
going to
me
go with
give
the
me
Bills.
the Bills.
Yeah, the Bills are 6.5 point favorites on the road. So going to go with the Bills there. And this is all three of us. Fish, you also?
He's riding that Justin Fields train a little bit, I think.
I might be
I'm going to put you in the middle. Not quite sure.
the one team that would be able to beat them would be the Jets. But give me the Bills.
Okay.
Say little Pat there, little McAfee.
Well, Pat McAfee there. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me Alabama.
Next, we have Seattle and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, I didn't get to see the game. Apparently, they looked great. Aaron Rodgers looks like he did 5 years ago. Everybody looks amazing, which I really hate. But what do you guys think about this one?
I hate to say it, but I'm going to take Pittsburgh.
I am gonna go Seahawks in this one.
I'm probably going to take Pittsburgh as well, unfortunately.
Well, yeah, it's your other favorite team.
No, it's not. My actual favorite team's
Yeah.
not going to win this week either. So
It's the wrong color there on the Seahawks there,
The
bud.
Ravens will win.
sorry.
Apologize to me. Apologize to Fish. No, I don't know. Aaron Rodgers looked good.
Yeah,
Hate to
look,
say it.
he's looked good with the Jets too,
Oh,
and then
God.
has produced shit for a while. So
Oh, I
I
just saw
just-
the line in the Browns game. The Ravens are
bad?
11.5 point favorites.
Yeah, that Derrick Henry is gonna have. Oh, yeah, Derrick Henry's gonna have a day.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry,
Does he-
Lamar.
He's 20. He's 23, right? I think that's. He looks like he's 23 years old.
he's been 23 for 14 years now.
Give me the Browns.
Yeah. I mean, I respect it.
I'm doing it.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah,
That's
I respect it.
crazy. Put a coffee on it.
No, absolutely not. This is an interesting one. The Battle of the Ponies here. We got the
Yeah,
Broncos and the Colts.
We bleed blue.
You're going
Give me
Colts?
The Colts. Give me the Colts.
Give me the Colts too.
You guys are
I'll take
both
Colts.
going Colts. I'm going Broncos.
Closer than you think.
Probably.
What was that?
I think it's going to be a good 4 p.m. game. Really, I do.
The line on this game is Denver -1.5, so it's
Yeah.
going to be close, I think.
Mhm.
Tickets are like $60. I thought about driving out to Indy to go to the game.
Yeah, but then like you have to drive back, and like, it's just
Yeah.
like not worth it.
Yeah, I know.
All right,
Only 2 hours.
This next one, we got the Arizona Cardinals hosting the Carolina Panthers.
Give me the Cardinals.
Yeah, I want the Cardinals.
Yeah. And the line for this one's actually favoring Arizona 6.5 points.
Why are you surprised at that?
I don't know, because Arizona
James-
sucks.
James
but
Conner looked
Panthers-
good. Kyler Murray. COD has sucked for the past year, so Kyler Murray's not playing it. He's actually playing football and focusing on football.
Yeah,
That one
Panthers have Chuba Hubbard. That's it.
Somebody
Yep.
give that guy Madden. Just let him play Madden for a little bit.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one. The Super Bowl rematch. Fish, I want to hear your thoughts first.
If Jalen Carter plays, I'll take the Eagles just because Xavier Worthy's probably out this week. Maybe, I think is what I saw. Rice is still he might be doing jail time right now for his like weekly thing or whatever. He's still out for 6 games. So I mean, there's a lot of space to cover, a lot of tight windows for Patty to throw. He'll get some. I just don't think it's going to be this week for him.
Give me the Eagles. Yep. Xavier Worthy's listed week to week. He's probably smart plays. He's out. Rashee Rice is probably speeding in jail or speeding to jail. One of the two. We don't know.
How's it going? That's good. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah.
clever.
Even against the tough Cowboys front, the Eagles looked really good last week. There's a lot of bad blood here. It's in Arrowhead. I think Philly comes in and hopefully beats the shit out of the Chiefs. But Patty Mahomes and Travis Kelce still get a bunch of points in fantasy, so I do well. But Saquon just breaks off 800 yards. That's the hope.
Well, that and then Jalen has also been playing ever since he came to the league. Each year he's getting smarter,
Yeah,
and better managed. I think the kid's insane.
Yep.
I guess the bigger question for you two would be, who is Travis Kelce going to hurt this week on his team?
Noah Gray, so he doesn't take his spot.
Honestly, yeah, good shout. That's a good shout.
Oh man,
Big dumb
Chiefs
idiot.
just keep hurting each other, man. It's just
He wants the targets. He wants to go out on a high year. This is his last year.
Hopefully,
he
it's
can go
his
on
last
tour
year.
with Taylor.
Jesus, just go away.
Kansas City is shockingly the favorite in this game.
Well,
It
they're
doesn't
at
surprise me.
home.
It's at home.
Yeah, it's at home. They're 1.5 point favorites at home. Yeah, that's not surprising at all.
Next we have, for the Sunday night game, we have, Jesus, almost in Miami. Atlanta Falcons versus the Minnesota Vikings.
This is a boring Sunday night. Give me the Falcons.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm going Vikings.
yeah, I'm taking the Vikings.
Give me the Falcons.
I'm taking the Vikings.
Good luck stopping
Bijan.
London and Bijan. And Penix looked pretty good too.
Yeah.
It took forever for JJ Grant. It's his first actual NFL game.
Yeah.
Without
First game
a knee
in
brace on.
Yeah.
Give
a lot of rust.
Give me them.
I'm taking the Vikings.
I
think it's a better game than you think.
Vikings are 4.5 point favorites too. So,
well, it's at home. Those fans are crazy.
That's a lot of points.
Yeah,
you
got
points.
Point shaving.
Jay Jett is there. Running back duo. Jordan Mason, Aaron Jones. JJ is seen a lot of talk on him about how he's coming into the huddle saying, is there anywhere else you'd rather be when they're losing? And they go out and they come back and win the game. They're saying he's a great leader. I'm high on JJ.
You're on this damn high horse with Jordan Mason too, aren't you?
Hey, look.
What do you meat riding so much for? I don't. Where did this come from? I don't.
Right.
We were on Jordan Mason last year when CMC got hurt. Best running back in the league. We all said it.
Did it mostly as a joke.
No, I mean he played well. They 54% of the snaps. It's a split there. I mean that's going to help both of them.
That's a split.
Yeah.
Banana.
No nuts though.
Did you fix your camera?
Shut up.
Yeah. God.
Jesus.
No.
Seriously, we got to do it now. Holy shit.
We're editing on the fly. For some reason, it's just not going to work.
So Fish and I will talk about the Monday night game.
We got a double header here, boys. Monday night. Who we got?
God.
Bucks. Give me the Bucks.
Yeah, give me the Bucks.
Definitely going the Bucks as well.
Yeah, Bucks. Texans got to figure it out.
Don't even want to talk about the other one. It's clear. Raiders.
Yes, this one's also very clear. Going double road Monday night football game win victories here.
Yep.
I don't know if I like this graphic. That kind of looks like shit.
We just gotta figure
Anyways.
out the little pins. Maybe do like 3 like circles underneath, and then we put them.
I got an idea, or like
Okay.
section it for make one that's like 3 sections, and then you can change the color. Like, hey,
You're
blue,
gonna have to tell me what you mean
orange.
after the show.
okay,
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. This one's going up this week, but this may look very different next week. Who knows? Anyways,
it will. We'll fix it.
yeah, we appreciate you guys listening. Appreciate you watching. If you think a game is going to go differently than we think, let us know in the comments. Tell your friends, tell your family about us. You guys got anything to say before we go?
Thank God football's back.
Go Browns.
Football's back. Yeah, eat shit, dude.
Go Lions. No panic yet. Week 1. Don't panic on your team unless you're a Dolphins fan. Then panic hard.
Yeah.
And a Browns fan. Panic hard.
Oh, we're full panic over here. But yeah. Always say GG. Thanks for being a gent, everybody. We'll see you next time. See you on Friday for Fun Friday.
Bye. Yeah, Friday.